Good morning. Now we are passing to disaccharides. So what are disaccharides? Disaccharides are sugars which upon hydrolysis will give two monosaccharide units. Such sugars are known as disaccharides. So what are disaccharides? Disaccharides are sugars which upon hydrolysis will give two monosaccharide units. Example, you know very well that fructose, the formula of fructose is sucrose. Sucrose is C12H22O11. C12H22O11, that is sucrose, on hydrolysis will give glucose and fructose. That means C12H22O11 plus H2O. H plus will give C6H12O6 glucose plus fructose C6H12O6. Therefore, the sucrose is a disaccharide because sucrose upon hydrolysis is giving two monosaccharide units, glucose and fructose. Now, structure of disaccharides. In disaccharides are carbohydrates in which two monosaccharide units are joined together by means of acetal linkage, which is known as a glycosidic linkage. So, what is the structure of disaccharides? In disaccharides, two monosaccharide units are joined together by means of acetal linkage. That linkage is also known as a glycosidic linkage. Now, let us discuss an example for disaccharide. That is, first example is maltose. So, maltose is a disaccharide and it is obtained from starch, and in maltose, two alpha D glucose molecules, two alpha D glucose units are joined together by means of glycosidic linkage. Look at the pyranose structure of alpha D glucose. This is the first alpha D glucose and this one is the second unit of alpha D glucose. So what is a disaccharide? In disaccharides, two monosaccharide units are joined together. So here the disaccharide is maltose and our two monosaccharide units are alpha D glucose, and second unit is also the same, alpha D glucose. Now you can see that these alpha D glucose molecules are joined together and will eliminate water molecule. Look at here. This is the first alpha D glucose and this is the second alpha D glucose. Now you can see that when you write the pyranose structure, this is carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here also this is our oxygen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you can see that the C1 and C4 of the second unit, C1 of the first alpha D glucose and C4 of the second alpha D glucose. From these two carbon, that means C1 of the first alpha D glucose and C4 of the second alpha D glucose, these two will join together and you will eliminate water molecule and you get a structure like this. This is known as maltose. So, and this linkage, this type of linkage, this is known as a glycosidic linkage. This linkage is known as a glycosidic linkage. Okay, so once again I repeat, what is disaccharide? When two molecules of monosaccharide units are joined together by means of a glycosidic linkage, we get disaccharide. Example is maltose. You can see that alpha D glucose, OH group of C1 of the, this is carbon number 1, C1 of the first unit and C4 of the second unit. From these two carbon atoms, what will happen? Minus H2O, water molecule is eliminating and it is joined together with a glycosidic linkage and we get maltose. Okay. Now you can see that the maltose is a reducing sugar. Very important. Maltose is a reducing sugar. What do you mean by reducing sugar, or why maltose is acting as a reducing sugar? First one is maltose is reducing sugar, and second property of maltose, it will show mutarotation. Maltose will show mutarotation, and it can reduce, maltose can reduce, reducing sugar means maltose can reduce filling solution, tolerance reagent, etc. Now why maltose is acting as a reducing sugar? Look at here. This is the pyranose structure. This is the pyranose structure. Okay. In the pyranose structure, so this is the cyclic structure. This is the cyclic structure. Now you look at here. In maltose, here you can see that this is in the second unit C1. This is C1 of the second unit. C1. Okay, in the maltose, C1 of the this is, if you take, this is a first unit and this one is a second unit. This is C1. C1 of the second unit is having a hemiacetal carbon. This is a hemiacetal carbon. This is a hemiacetal carbon. You look at here, C1 of the second unit. C1 of the second unit is a hemiacetal carbon. What do you mean by a hemiacetal carbon? Look at here. This is the our glucose cyclic structure. See, look at here. This is the first carbon. The first carbon, what is the structure? CHOH. CHOH. So this first carbon, this is the first carbon, this we have studied. Okay, this is the cyclic structure of glucose. This is the first carbon. The first carbon is like this, COH, and you can see that this same carbon can exist in equilibrium with CHO group, aldehyde group. Okay, and it can exist in equilibrium with beta D glucose. That means this is what is called a mutarotation. This is called a mutarotation. That means if C1 is in this form, which form? HOH. C1 is in which form? HOH. It can exist in equilibrium with the open structure, aldehyde open structure, aldehyde open structure. Same, the C1 structure here also you can see the same structure. C1 means HOH, like the same HOH. Here also HOH. So this carbon can exist in equilibrium with the aldehyde form. In equilibrium with the aldehyde form. Okay, very important point, because this is the structure. This is a hemiacetal carbon. What do you mean by hemiacetal carbon? This HOH, this carbon can exist in equilibrium with the aldehyde form. Okay, in equilibrium with the aldehyde form in aqueous solution. And of course, it can exist in equilibrium with the next equilibrium is in beta form. That means maltose can exist alpha form and beta form, one property. And second property, what is the first property? Maltose can act as a reducing sugar. Why it can act as a reducing sugar? Because the C1 HOH form can exist in equilibrium with the aldehyde form. So aldehyde group is a reducing group. It can reduce tolerance reagent and filling solution. Therefore, maltose can reduce tolerance reagent and filling solution. It can exist in alpha form and beta form, and it will show mutarotation. Okay, these are the properties and structure of maltose. Okay, and thank you.